Dun, 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 dun. That's how we need a little intro like that. You know, and it just yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry, people, coming soon
yeah.
to the streets near you. How
The
about
sheep
that?
thing. Yeah, for real.
You know,
Um,
just
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the dynamic duo. It's the best duo since Batman and Robin. It's the best duo since Styles P and Jadakiss. It's the best duo
I like that
since
one. I like that.
Mike and Marcus. You know what I'm saying? It's the
I like
Screen
that.
Runners. You know what? I'm gonna let him do what he does with the introduction.
I mean,
Take it
people,
away.
first and foremost, I go by the name of Zoosh, aka Guyver.
And I'm his co-pilot, Drizzy Freckles, aka Mr. 767. We welcome you back. You're home from home. This is where you can kick back and chill and see if one of us or both of us think just like you in regards to something we're about to review that you have already seen. If you haven't seen something, we're definitely gonna do our best to not spoil it because that's not our
We
gig
do our
around here.
best, man. Yeah, we
We
don't
do
want
our
to do that.
best. Twitter's got that under control already,
They do,
so
they
we
do.
won't spoil it for you, but we'll do our best to give you a cohesive, clear, honest review, whether you should part with your money that you work hard for to go watch said content.
Or
All
waste
right?
your time, or even just waste your time.
Don't waste your time, but
Because
from the
time
comfort
is
of your
money.
own home.
Time
Yeah.
is money, you know? Time is
Time is
money.
money, and money is time.
Speaking of Jada Kiss and Styles, you get me?
Hello.
Time is money. I figured I come now. Picture me putting the down. You know what I'm saying? Come on. If you know, you know. Um, but yeah,
We use the
people,
same
man.
scales that they weigh the wells with. That's the type of we're bringing in. But anyway, shout
Come
out to
on.
Pusha T and Franklin Saint. Um, they, sh- they missed the trick not having Pusha T in Snowfall, man.
You think?
Yeah, they could have made him like a plug that has the real
Like
raw.
from
You know
way
what I
out the
mean?
ends.
Yeah,
Like the country plug.
yeah, he would have fit right in.
But
Like
you know
all
what?
he
You
has
know
to,
what? Would it have been authentic though? Were they getting plugs like that back in them days in LA? Were like plugs coming through? I don't really know.
yeah, that's yeah. It's just yeah.
I don't think so. So
Or
that might
maybe
have
he should
been,
have. Okay, maybe he should have done the theme song.
and
Yeah,
also it kind of had to stay somewhat relevant to
yeah,
Freeway's story. So
true.
if that never happened, it never happened. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying, though. I get what you're saying. Maybe they
he
should have
should have
got him
done
to
the
do the
theme song
theme
for
tune.
Snowfall. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but I
Yeah,
mean, you say that, but there's enough man from LA that could have represented and done their thing,
yeah, yeah.
and
Let's
there
not put.
was.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's not do
yeah,
that, man.
yeah, yeah. You're
They
right.
got
You're
their
right.
thing going on. They got their
Yeah,
shine
yeah,
down
yeah,
there,
yeah,
man. Come on,
yeah.
they got their thing there.
But anyway, we digress to come back because we have a review for you. But we've actually got. We're gonna play Russian roulette with the reviews because we actually got two reviews we want to give you. But Brother Zush is just gonna. He hasn't told me what we're gonna review,
No, I haven't. I haven't.
so he's
No,
just gonna say we're gonna review this, and I'm just gonna.
so
Yeah,
that's why you gotta stay ready. You gotta stay
that's
ready.
right.
You
That's
gotta
right.
believe in
That's right.
yourself. You gotta always be prepared because you never know when the
Facts.
opportunity is gonna come. When that
100.
boat comes, make sure you're ready to get on it because when it
That's
sails
right.
past, it's gonna be a
Yes.
while before it comes back round again. Now, believe me, it will come back round again because that's just how
Yes.
life works.
Yeah.
Life works in a cycle, just like a yo-yo. When it goes down, it must come back up again. But people believe. Just be ready at all times.
Please believe it. Believe it, please. So,
All right,
Brother
so on
Zush.
today's show, people, we are going to be reviewing Accountant 2,
Ooh.
not
Okay.
1. We're going to be doing number 2. If you've not seen number 1, then you might not want to be tuned in here for number 2 because you might want to check that one out first before, you know. You get... Oh, you don't think? Nah, definitely. You definitely need to see number 1 in order to see number 2, or you're going to be like, yo, not
Yeah,
even no.
you'll
Wait,
have
wait.
more.
Let me retract that. You don't need
You
need
don't
is a
need
strong
to.
word.
It's just that it will make things more clearer.
Yes. It makes sense if you had seen number 1,
One to
so
see
you've got a
two.
vibes.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna say you need to, bro. I'm gonna say
Okay.
you need to. Nah, bun you. Don't you ain't changing
Whoa,
my opinion
damn.
just like that. Nah,
Jeez.
because like man was heavily influenced just because you were like, nah, it's not that. Like, so I was like, yeah, no, it's not really that.
Oh,
But
I'm
then when I really
sorry.
thought about it, I'm like, nah, it is that. It is, because you kind of need to get a vibes as to the character, what
Yeah.
he's really about.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't really show you that in number two. Number two don't really necessarily show you the kind of guy he really is. You know what I'm saying? Come on. People,
All right.
anyway, we're here to talk about accounting too, man. Yeah, we're here to talk about accounting too. No beef, no beef, no beef.
All right. So the first accountant came out in 2016, and we're
That
now
long
getting
ago.
this one. Yeah, it's crazy, right? This came out in 2020. The first one came out in 2016.
God
So
damn.
forensic accountant Christian Wolf teams up with his estranged but highly lethal brother to track down mysterious assassins. Okay. It stars Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, Papa Bear, aka J.K. Simmons. Um, so so this is basically Daredevil and the Punisher in a movie where they're using guns. So show over to you.
Yeah, I'm here for that, man. I'm here for that little sum up. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, that makes sense,
talk
man.
to me. What as did you like? Okay, did you like the first one? And what was your ratings out of 10 screens for the first one? First and foremost.
I did like the first one. I thought the
Hmm.
first one was cool.
Yeah.
It was better than I thought it would be.
Uh
I
huh.
thought Ben Affleck played a good Christian Wolf. Not that
Yeah.
there's been others,
Yeah.
but but I thought he played that role well. I
Yeah.
thought that role suited him. He tapped into that role quite well.
Uh huh.
I weren't necessarily expecting that from Ben Affleck at the time.
Right.
As time's gone on, you know that Ben Affleck has that in his bag. But I
Hmm.
think at the time it was like, okay, I'm here for this one. Um, I would have
Screens.
I would have gave that I would have gave that a strong six, a strong 6 out of 10, a strong six, maybe a
Okay.
seven, maybe a seven. But I
Yeah.
would have gave it a strong. All right, I'll give it a seven because I did
Okay.
enjoy it. I'm not gonna front like I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a,
Okay.
I was a cool flick, man. So yeah, I was here for it. No, you know what? I'm gonna give it a seven. It's a seven. Seven screens. How about yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on board with you. That it's definitely a seven for me. Um, and that's just off the back of me trying to remember the whole film. But I know
That's the
I've
thing as well.
thoroughly, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it when it came out. It was something different. 2016, it was definitely something different because then we were definitely in the peak run of like Marvel and stuff, while DC
Yeah, 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 yeah.
weren't keeping up their end of the bargain. So
Facts,
Marvel was
facts.
doing all the heavy lifting. But it was a different little movie that kind of went under the radar. It was almost like a John Wick esque type film. Not saying it's John Wick, but on a smaller scale film that if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you probably miss it when it's in the cinema. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It definitely highlighted a certain community in society, and it made them cool.
It
Like
did.
it didn't make their that how can I say it? It didn't make what he has been diagnosed as seem like a hindrance to him. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, no.
Um,
It was
yeah,
almost a superpower. It was almost a
yeah,
superpower.
yep. So, and I like that, man. And they
Yeah,
honed in on that even more in number two. So let's skate into number two.
yeah.
So, like I said in the synopsis, he now links up with his brother, and his brother is John Bernthal, who was in the first
Man
one.
like John Burns,
Man
don't
like
say that
Johnny
lightly,
B.
you know? Don't say
Hey,
that lightly. That
John
guy
B, man.
he's probably one of the best, most recent
Yep,
actors to make
yep,
his way up the food chain. Like,
yep.
he's definitely one of my faves, bro. I talk about
Agreed.
him and have to give him praise and salute him every time he's in something because he always delivers. He brings what he brings. Um, I feel like in a short space of time, he's shown a bit of range.
Yep.
Um, Definitely from what was the film with Will Smith and Serena's dad? What was it called? Richard? King
King
Richard.
Richard.
King
Yeah,
Richard.
yeah.
So that was like a complete different character
Yep,
to
yep,
let's say what he's playing here.
yep.
Um, I will agree with the point that he is quite no. No, he isn't, but there is hints of the Punisher in this in terms of just his demeanor and attitude and personality, but it isn't all the way ruthless.
Nah, nah.
So
Nah, when
it
it's
isn't.
gold
I
time,
wouldn't
it's
compare
gold
the two
time.
like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say it's the same. But
yeah.
if we're gonna be petty, then it's like, yeah, he's still got that bravado in
Right.
this
But
film.
he's got more personality in this, and he's way funnier in Accountant 2 than he is playing Frank Castle.
Oh yes,
Um,
yes, yes,
like this year, he's been in Daredevil,
yeah,
he's been in The Amateur, and he's now in The Accountant 2. So already he's been in three different things,
yeah. He's
and
bro.
we're like in a quarter of the year. Like so big up Johnny B and his agent, man, because I know his
Yeah,
agent is smiling from ear to ear right now.
air to air,
Um,
bro.
okay, let's get into this.
But starting with my likes, I
Yep.
did like the fact that they took a different approach with this one.
Uh huh.
Um, I feel like that's why I said I feel like you do need to see the first one in order to get a feel of the characters and the tone and just what he's about, and just see that he's not one dimensional in terms of he's not just a hitman for hire kind of vibe. There is actually some sort of substance to him.
Yep.
Um, but you get a lot of that in the first one as opposed to getting to the second one. I feel like in the second one, they've gone with a more comedic and relationship approach.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say relationship, I mean relationship between the brothers,
Yep.
between
Agreed.
Christian Wolf and his brother Braxton.
Braxton. Yeah.
That's John Berthnall and Ben Affleck for those who
Yep.
haven't seen it. Their chemistry on screen was probably the highlight of this film. And I feel like it concentrated a lot more of that as opposed to the first one. I feel like it focused on a lighter tone of Christian Wolf. Like
Yes.
there was a part where he went on a speed dating, where he went speed dating and just being him. And I think that's what it was as well. That was what was funny. He was in these scenarios that he's not used to being in, and
Yeah.
he's an awkward guy in it. He's not
Awkward
used to,
to a
he's
T.
mad socially awkward.
Yeah.
And so him being in certain scenarios like being at a flipping speed dating or being at a line dancing bar, it's like
Oh,
these are like random scenarios that he wouldn't find himself, but he's trying to adapt. He's trying to be different. He's trying to come out of his shell. And so I thought that was a different approach with this film because as well as I did like the first one, there is only so much they can do with it without it being just another cliche action film. You know what I'm
yeah. It
saying?
was very more stoic in the first one, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like very one note, one note, one tone, and it's just like, all right, cool. I mean, it works, but I don't know if you can run a whole second movie based off of that. But yeah,
No.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
And this one just went a bit more left in terms of going to the more I wouldn't even say comedy approach because it's not funny in
It's
ha
not
ha
nah. It's
all
not
out
the
funny.
kiki ha ha. Nah.
It still has
Yeah.
its seriousness. It still has a
Yeah.
certain tone to it. It
Yep.
still is brutal. It still
Yep.
has a lot of guns. It's still a lot of violence.
Yep.
It just does
It's
a
the
good
burnt full. It's the burnt full bigger role addition that makes Christian funny because he's responding to things that his brother's saying to him or doing, but he's not doing it in a ha 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 way. He's just been so dry with
yes,
it that it
yes.
makes you laugh because it's like that he's funnier than he actually thinks he is.
Well, you
It's
don't
just
really
that
see that character a lot on screen. I mean,
nah,
he's like he's. I think it's is he autistic? You hear me? Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
yeah? So
yeah,
you don't really see that character the way it's portrayed, and I
yeah.
feel like with this one they tried to open it up a lot more in terms
Hmm.
of what it's like for someone that might be socially awkward and not
Yep,
always comfortable in certain environments.
yep.
Let's show that when he's trying to come out of his shell. And that's
Agree.
what they did with this film. And I thought that was cool. I like that
Yeah,
about that. I like the
hmm,
relationship, like I said, between him and his brother.
yeah,
I thought that was really good and captured a really strong presence. And I really feel like it was the highlight of this film for me, to be fair.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. It was just great seeing more of John Bernthal. It was just, I mean, they show it in the trailer, but it's still funny in the full context when the call goes through and he's like, he sees his brother calling, he's like, what do you want, man? He goes, hey, it's me, your brother. And he goes, can't you tell from the tone of my voice I know it's you? And I was like, man, cool, man. Like, he was just so funny. And,
No, he
you know,
was.
there's
He
a
was.
scene where he's trying to hype himself up over a dog conversation, which was so funny because it seems like it's one thing, and it's a whole totally other thing when he actually makes the call. And I'm just laughing in my head off. I'm like, bro, this guy was hyping himself up to make this call, and it's for this. Shout out to all the animal lovers because this, yeah. Um,
If
I,
we're,
yeah,
if we're being honest though, do you think if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have had that touch that we're talking about?
absolutely, absolutely,
John Bernthal added a lot to this.
absolutely.
He
And
added a lot.
I think the two in the title represents not just the sequel, but you've got another accountant there as well, which is
It
his
was it
brother.
was, it was kind of slick what they did, even in terms of how it built up to introducing his character, because he wasn't
Yeah.
in, let's say, the first quarter of the film.
Nah,
It
nah,
was a lot of
nah.
Ben
They did
Affleck
that
coming
well.
out of his shell,
Yeah.
and then they introduced John Bernthal, and then the film kind of started to go where it needed
Yep.
to be or was going.
No, so he was definitely a great addition, having a bigger role. It was great. Like Zush said, there's a speed dating sequence, which is just hilarious because a bunch. Well, let me not say too much, but he's a popular guy until he doesn't become a popular guy, which
Yeah.
is just funny to watch that drop off dramatically happen. And then the line dancing thing, I was not ready for that. And watching that happen in real time was hilarious.
That was funny.
It was
That was
so
funny.
funny. And then the outcome of how this all ended was hilarious. And
I thought that was funny, but I wanted to see a bit more of I guess that wasn't the direction they were going in, but I thought it was a bit
yeah,
dope that
yeah,
a sister was
yeah, I
there
thought
at the
some
line
cheeks. I thought,
dancing bar
all right,
that he
stop
was
dance,
flirting with, and I
stop
kind of
line
wanted
dancing,
to
Zush. Stop
what?
line dancing. We thought we was gonna see some cheeks.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought, what? Ben Affleck dipping in the sauce? Yeah,
yeah.
all
And
right.
she was fine. I
Dipping
don't
in
know
the
the actress's
Nutella.
name, but
All
she was
right, say
good.
no more.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, he weren't. He was just as the man do this, joke thing, joke thing. weren't really about this.
I I also want to big up. There was a team of individuals that had me contemplating. Do I need to scale back on like how I'm using my devices and stuff? Because yo,
Bro, listen, yeah, the kids at that institute, yeah, they was. I thought that was another highlight. That was definitely another highlight. They come like, what's
yo,
what's my man's what's James Bond's guy?
you
They come like a group of Qs, bro.
brother,
It was like
nah,
a unit of Qs. I was like, okay, is this what we're doing? What was her name? Justine.
yes,
Justine was moving spicy at first, boy.
bro.
Justine,
And then
Justine was.
you realize what what she's been diagnosed with.
Yeah, no, I thought that was dope. I thought that the way they kind of portrayed that and explained that and highlighted that, I thought that was quite sick.
She never once lost her cool. She was always 10 steps of whoever she was talking to. She was definitely feisty. At one point, I was like, when I see this person's face, if they're not black, I'm going to be disappointed. But when I saw they weren't black, but the way they was carrying, I was like, you know what? It's
you
all
get
right.
you get a whole
We'll hold
pass.
that.
You get a whole pass.
These kids were so, and I mean deadly in a creative, resourceful way. Yeah.
Competitive way.
Bro, oh
Yo,
my, there's a scene where there was like, we need to find this. And
first one to
one of
do
them was
it.
like, I'm going to find it. That was like, no, I'm going to find it. And they're like,
Yo, that was sick. I thought that was another highlight of the film, man. The way
yo,
they
so
showed the kids and what that
when,
his whole team, his unit, like his team of kids was sick.
as he said, that's my people. Like,
They understand
he,
me.
bro,
They are
there's
me.
brother.
You know what? You know what? And I want to say this without giving away too much of the film, but that was probably, and this will segue into my dislikes.
Yeah.
That was probably the best part of the storyline.
Okay.
Like how it kind of concluded and
Yeah.
why he was so on trying to find who he was trying to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in saying that, I thought one of the biggest letdowns and probably like not even one, the biggest letdown of this film was the storyline. I don't think the storyline was strong at all. Like I thought it was very messy,
Yeah.
very wiry. Like it tried to concentrate on a few storylines, but it was just so vague and like even the antagonists, like they were dope whenever they
Yeah.
were on camera and whenever they
Yeah.
were doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like they were going in. It was
Yeah.
it was it was showdown time when they were on
Yeah.
camera. But there still wasn't enough from them. You still don't know nothing about them. Like when they were off cam, you weren't trying to remember them. Like oh shit, she's after them. Blah blah blah. You weren't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's where this film kind of, even though the chemistry that Braxton and Christian had,
Yeah.
the storyline just wouldn't let it get there for me.
You because the way it opens in regards to Papa, aka J.K. Simmons, like there's a
Okay.
picture that is a common thread throughout this whole film, and we never really get to the point of. I feel like I want to say in a certain sequence where someone's talking to a certain police officer, they may have explained it then, but even then, you're more focused on what's going on there as opposed to how does this connect to the wider picture. So I would agree with you on that. It's just that the Brax and Christian stuff was so fire, it kind of made you go, all right, cool. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
You're not
yeah.
super strong, but this high is so high, and the
And that's what
team
I'm
of kids
saying.
in
Like
that.
their
Yeah,
chemistry carried the
yeah,
film.
yeah.
Like their chemistry carried the film, really and
I
truly.
agree.
Like if it
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
for John Bernthal being in
yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ben Affleck would have been struggling. Like
Yeah, basically, yeah. And
they've
the
been
thing is,
pulling that sack, boy.
the person who they kind of were chasing down, who essentially is part of the big reveal, which was kind of slick. I must admit, the
That's
reveal
what I
I
mean. That
thought
was
was
dope. That was dope.
that was good. And how what happened in the past created this person that we got now. I think if they just focus on that,
That,
yeah, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It was
yeah,
too wiry and
yeah,
messy,
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah,
tried to then move it over to this and then
yeah,
move it over to that, and it's like, nah, just kind of do this. Still have your segues, but
yeah.
like, just don't concentrate too much on them. But
All right, cool. So we got that out of the way. We both agree that the script was probably right. Cool.
yeah, I think that was the worst part.
One of the highlights for me was they're trying to find a certain someone, but this someone is so clued up on where the cameras are, you can't see their face. All you see is them. There's a certain action that's done in regards to taking a selfie. I sat there, I was
Yo,
absolutely gobsmacked.
yo,
I was
yo,
like, nah, you
yo.
see this tech thing?
I'm hopping on the wave. I'm hopping on the wave. When you said this, I was like, I really can't think of one. And as you said that, I'm hopping
Whoa,
on the wave. That
whoa,
was sick.
whoa.
That was sick. I was like, yo, you really gotta think about what you're doing before you commit a crime, bro. Like that's all these things make me think of. It's like when it's my time and shit hits the belly and I gotta do me, you hear me? I just gotta, you hear me? I gotta crash out. I really need to plan the crash out, bro. You need to plan the crash out because when I tell you, like they got you, bro. They
It
can
got
get you. They can get you. They can get you.
oh, and the thing was, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, because you have to experience it in real time, because nothing prepared us for this. There's moments where the person involved in what was taking place had to be distracted in order for them to get the result they were looking for. And I was just sitting there like, nah, man, nah, nah,
That
nah,
was sick.
this,
That was sick.
nah, man. This
That
was,
was sick.
hey, listen, Zush, I'm gonna keep it real. if Amazon say we're gonna do a little 10-episode
Spin off
series,
with the kids in the institute. Yo, you know what that will be like? You know what that will what I don't know why I thought of this straight away. And it's probably not gonna be nothing like this. But you know what was really good? That was a low-key spin-off? The Continental.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
they made it
just like
something
that.
like that, like
Yep.
where it's still kind of got the core what the film's about, but we kind of, yeah, I'm here for that. I'm here for
I
that.
couldn't
Come on, I'm here
I
for that.
couldn't
I'm here for
believe
it.
what I was
I'm
seeing,
here
and I
for it.
couldn't believe what was happening in order to get to the end result.
Yeah.
It was so wild that an official police officer was like, "You got to tell him to stop. Tell him to stop right now. Tell him to stop." That's how, and I'm sitting there like, I agree with you, but we need to get this key piece of information.
Nah. From time she said that shit, I was like fullback, bitch.
Damn.
I was like fullback, man. At times she annoyed me. I'm just gonna keep it real, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say what's on my mind. If we're
So
here for
you
the
was
real
happy.
talk,
You was
we're here
happy
for the
about
real
the
talk.
kitchen. You was happy with the kitchen scene, yeah. I
Yeah,
know you
yeah, yeah,
twisted.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. You're a twisted guy. I
No,
knew
no,
it.
you know what? Yeah, she was a little bit annoying though. She was a
Yeah.
little bit annoying because she was like she was down for the cause, but she weren't down for the cause, and she kept
Yeah.
pussying out a little bit. And it was
Yeah.
like, come on, man, what we doing? Like, pick a
Like one
side,
foot in, one
pick a
foot out
side.
type of thing. Yeah.
You get me? But she was down. But yeah, she annoyed me sometimes. So yeah, when she said that, I was like, bitch, fall back.
She's like, get out of here.
Yeah, man, fall
I'm
back,
trying
man.
to find that because I've seen her around before. There she is. She's pretty.
Oh, she been in a few things still.
Yeah.
What's her name? Cynthia, innit?
This guy, Cynthia Adi Robinson. In the power of the rings of power. She was in Power as well. Hold on, wait. She was in Power. Was she a lawyer? Wasn't she a lawyer in Power?
I think so, you know. I
And
think
she
so. As
was
you say that, it sounds about right.
wasn't
But
she
looking
Ghost's
here,
lawyer? And she was fully aware of what he was doing, but she understood he was trying to get out of the game, and he was
yeah,
ended up boning her as well.
yeah. She
I,
she always plays that kind of
yeah,
character, got 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Just
motherfucker,
commit,
choose a
man.
side. Nah, man. I don't fuck with she.
How many screens are you giving it, sir?
I'm gonna give this one. See, I don't think it was better than the first, if I'm honest.
Okay. You know what? In this instance, I'm gonna give you a 0.5. I'm gonna let you have a 0.5.
All right, so in that case, I was straight going for a 6.5.
I knew it. I knew that. That's why I gave you the 0.5. I knew that's what you was going. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
I wish I wrote it down just to show you. I was like, if I give him a 0.5, I bet you goes a
This is a
6.5.
perfect 6.5
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
film,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah.
not quite a 7. Like I said, it's not better than the first one, but it's still
Uh,
a decent watch. But it's not.
Nice, good. Yeah,
It doesn't surpass it. Like it's not
yeah,
all that in a bag of chips. You get me? But it's a good
yeah.
watch. It's good.
It's a good
You
watch.
get me?
It's definitely worth your time. It's definitely worth your time.
I
It's
tell
a
you what,
good.
yeah. You know what's nuts? If this went straight to Netflix, this would be a banging Netflix film.
Oh
You
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah,
You
yeah,
see how nuts
yeah,
that works. When it's
yeah,
in cinema, though, it's like, all right, cool. If we're shooting with the big boys, it's
yeah,
like carnival bands, like
yeah,
large,
yeah,
medium, small. So if you're
yeah,
gonna go with the big boys, like you gotta deliver. If
yeah.
not, stay with the medium and small bands. Not that that's a
Nah,
shag, but it's like stay in the category sort of thing.
know
You
your
know what I'm
lane.
saying?
Know your lane.
That's
Yeah, I agree.
exactly
I
that.
agree. I agree.
Exactly that.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be a bit fairer and give it a 7. So I'm just gonna add a 0.5. I'm gonna add the other 0.5 to yours, so it's gonna be on par with the first one. However, like I said, I haven't seen the first one in a long time, but I know I really liked it. Um, it's just off the strength of the brothers, man. Like I could just watch a Brax Christian 10 episode. Them, we still get the kids in their own thing, but
Yeah.
just Brax and just Brax and Christian just accepting jobs and just going and just murking up places
I
like
think that would be
straight.
sick, you know. You
You know
know,
what I'm
like
saying?
what was the one that John Berthnell did not so long ago? We run the town or we run the city
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Which is like a spin-off of The Wire.
Yeah, if they just
Yeah,
did like a limited series of that
yeah, yeah,
and like made it like actually concentrated on the writing and
Yeah,
just let them concentrate on the chemistry. So it's like
absolutely.
like it was like we're talking like first season of True Detective type of
Yeah,
writing.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like where it's like, oh shit, the murders or who they're actually going after is like some deep crimes, and
Hmm.
then let them concentrate on the chemistry. That would be
Yeah,
sick. I'll
we're
be happy.
cooking. We're cooking.
I'll be here
We're
for that.
cooking.
I'll be.
Absolutely. Yeah, people. So go check out. I think we could agree. We both agree to that you should definitely give the account to your time.
Yeah, something to run
Um,
the screens for, man. Something to run to
yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You want something a little bit different. And if you do up to go to cinema, I can guarantee this time I'm going now, you could buy a cheap ticket and get a premium seat because whoever's gonna go watch the accountant has already watched it. So there's gonna be space for you to just stick
Hey,
into whatever seat you want. You know what I mean?
enough people don't know about that vibes yet, you know.
That's what we're here to to make the experiences as
Yeah,
best possible for you. Do you know what I mean?
I heard you.
So yeah, Zush, what we got for the people then, so we can sign out this bad boy.
People, you already know, man. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We go by the name of the Screen Runners as usual, giving you the best movie and TV show reviews that your auntie side piece has ever seen. Um, we do what we do, man. People, you do what you do. Thank you
Yeah.
for tuning in, man. We'll be back here, same time, same place. Just look for us. We salute you.